So check me out, my people. Decided to go live tonight to address the Terrence Crawford Canelo Álvarez situation. I had to jump in here, man. Um, so as everybody knows, His Excellency Turkey put out a statement saying that he's no longer interested in the fight and he's moving on. However, after that, Canelo has also spoken out about it. He said that he doesn't like the way that His Excellency approached him about the fight, and that he's not really willing to talk about anything until he takes care of Berlanga, and also that things need to be done under his terms. First off, I understand Canelo because Turkey, the way he has addressed it publicly, it's kind of like this alpha male where he's saying, "Hey, look, I gave him an offer, and if he knows what's good for him, he better take it." That's not the way you approach the face of boxing. So I think Turkey dropped the ball on that one. I understand that he's a powerful man in boxing. However, Canelo being the face of boxing, he doesn't really need Turkey to make a big fight or to make a big payday. So Canelo's in a unique position. Very few fighters can say who they get to fight next and how much money they're gonna make. Canelo's one of the few ones that get to do that. So he doesn't have to, bow down to Turkey and accept his take it or leave it offer, or do whatever he wants. And I understand Canelo. He's going to use his power, his authority to say, hey, this is the direction that I want to go in. Having said that, um, I think that Canelo should have given Terrence Crawford the opportunity. I think that's a mega fight. Um, and I want to talk a little bit about how fans keep downplaying Bud as a deserving champion for the Canelo fight. Um, for whatever reason, it seems like it's the same fans who said Errol Spence was going to stop Crawford. Crawford was too small for Spence. It's literally, or it seems like it's the same fans who are now saying he doesn't deserve a shot at Canelo. He doesn't deserve a shot, at the 168 champion. And I remember those same rumblings when Bud was at 147. No, he doesn't deserve Spence because who has he beat? So to me, it looks like a lot of fans don't want to see Crawford fight Canelo because they're scared that he could get that win. They're scared that he's gonna keep proving them wrong. You see, that's the problem in boxing with boxing fans. They'll tell you this guy's a hot job, this guy's not that good, this guy's overrated. But when that same guy is trying to get the big fight, get the big man, get the big boy, prove them wrong, they don't want that fight to happen. Now they start saying, well, he's too little, or he should have moved up, or Canelo should have given him an opportunity, he doesn't deserve an opportunity. They have all of these angles and all of these takes to explain away why Crawford should not get the fight. Now, think about what social media has done to boxing. We've gotten to the point where Crawford is a pound for pound fighter, Canelo is a pound for pound fighter, and it's a possibility that they might fight each other. That would be amazing. That's a mega fight. Well, we got Canelo fans saying that they don't want to see the fight now. We got Errol Spence and PBC fans saying, oh, we don't want to see the fight. According to them, nobody wants to see the fight, which I find that hilarious. Like, if I don't want to see a fight, I'm going to tell y'all, yo, I don't want to see this fight. But for whatever reason, these fans will say stuff like, nobody wants to see this fight. And nobody wants to pay for this fight. Like, why are you speaking for other people? Why do you need that emotional support to say who wants to or doesn't want to see the fight. If you don't want to see the fight, then that's exactly what you should say. Well, I don't want to see this fight. Whole story. I know a lot of people that want to see the fight. So all I'm gonna say is this, man. It's looking like Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez may not happen. Um, and I find it interesting because, first Turkey said that he wants that fight, and then it seems to me like Canelo turned down his offer, and now he's saying, "Well, I'm not interested in that fight anymore." So I don't think he actually lost interest in that fight. I think it's just that Canelo turned him down. So that's his go-to kind of like, he's not used to being turned down. So he would rather say, "Hey, I changed my mind about this." You didn't change your mind. Canelo turned you down. Um, so let's see what's next for Crawford, man, and let's see what's next for Canelo. Most of us expect him to beat Edgar Berlanga. Much respect to Berlanga. I just don't think that he has the experience to beat someone like Canelo. So I don't think that fight is going to go in his favor. Now, when it comes to what's next, we already know Canelo is not going to fight Benavidez because Benavidez already expressed that he's going to stay at the 175 division. However, he's going to be going after the winner between Bivol and Beterbiev, right? So if Canelo's not going to the 175 division, what can we expect from him? Is he going to stay at 168 and, fight who? That's my point. I felt like Terrence Crawford was the best option for Canelo to make that mega fight. So maybe Turkey is going to revisit conversations with him. If he's not, in his feelings about being turned down, if he's gonna be, all about the business, I think that he can still, go to Canelo after the Berlanga fight and say, "Hey, look, how much money do you want? Let's negotiate. Let's make it happen." So I think Canelo versus Crawford is still a doable fight. Is it going to happen now? At this point, it seems least likely. Um, but with Turkey backing Crawford, then we can possibly get Crawford versus Ortiz, Crawford versus Boots, Crawford versus Charlo, Mel Charlo. So at 154, Crawford is going to have multiple options for big fights. However, obviously none of those come close to the magnitude of Bud versus Canelo. So, I'm sad that we might not get that fight, but I think that there are some big fights still to be made in the 154 division for Terrence Crawford. And let's see where we go from here, because he's already a champion in the division, So what's next? Is he going to defend? Is he going to try to unify titles? Boots, we already know he's in the conversation and he's willing to move up to 154 to fight Crawford. That's a fight. I don't think that's as big of a fight as, for example, Crawford versus Charlo, Crawford versus Canelo, obviously. Just because Boots, he's not that big of a star outside of the boxing community. Within the boxing community, Boots is already a big star. But, overall, he's not that big yet. But I'm pretty sure he will be. I expect Boots to become a pound for pound star. Unfortunately, Crawford is, in the tail end of his career and looking to make the biggest fights and the most money. And Boots is kind of like just getting started. He just became a champion recently. So, them being so far apart in their careers, it's hard to see that fight happening. Honestly, I don't see it happening. I don't see. I'd love to see Crawford get in there with Boots. Um, I just don't see it happening because it's not going to generate the type of money, the type of attention that I think Crawford is looking for at the tail end of his career. So at this point, we're going to have to wait and see what's going to be Crawford's next move. We already know he's 37 years old, so I don't think he's going to, be inactive for a year or wait too long to make a decision. Maybe he's going to wait for Canelo versus Berlanga and try to revisit talks with Canelo and see if they can make that happen. But if that's not going to happen, then let's see what's next. What is Terence Crawford going to do next? What is Canelo Alvarez going to do next? You know, let's see how it's going to play out. But anyway, my peoples, uh, I just wanted to share my take with you guys. Y'all already know what it is, man. Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Peace.